The time has finally arrived. This is VG time, back at it again with another deck profile for a deck that I have waited for since they just showed the red cards from set 10. That is Pilaf's Crew. I've been a big fan of Pilaf since the beginning. He might be a joke to a lot of y'all, but Pilaf, Mai, and Shu have been chasing their dreams all throughout Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Super, Dragon Ball GT, all the fan series. These guys never stop grinding, trying to get to the Dragon Balls and make their wishes come true. So respect has to be put on this crew's name. Now Pilaf here is the original leader of the Red Gang, and even though this leader right here is really cool, we are not playing him. We are instead playing the OG Vice Lord Pilaf Wish Leader. What does he do? Because I've never seen this card. I know that's going through everybody's mind because nobody played this deck. Simple. Battle card attacks, gets plus 5k, searches a Dragon Ball from the deck, and adds it to your hand. You also can search it from life too, but whichever way, you put it to your hand and then you shuffle that area. Then he has the Shenron Wish mechanic where if you have 7 or more Dragon Balls in your drop area, you get to flip them over and return a red or black desire from your drop area to your hand. Then he becomes Oolong, always wanting more. This guy right here on the back side is why the deck gets even better. He gets to, as an activate main once per turn, either draw a card, play a desire from your hand with cost less than or equal to your energy, or he gets to give plus 15,000 to a battle card and draw 3 cards. So we're primarily concerned with the second and the third ability because those 2 abilities are what going to help us to be able to kill our opponent. Now, unlike Shenron, this guy does not have super fast awakening on his own or wishing on his own. But the cards built around him and a card that was released that helps the deck tremendously but is usually not used in this deck allows him to consistently wish on turn 3. I have yet to wish on, we have to fail to wish on turn 3 in all the games I played. So first things for starters, 7 regular Dragon Balls. We're not playing around with 1 stars or Super Dragon Balls or anything like that. Our energy is going to be used solely for the purpose of killing our opponent because this is the aggro combo deck. So now that that's out the way, we're going to go to the OGs. My Trusted Lackey, Shu Trusted Lackey, and Pilaf, leader of the game. So these guys all have cool synergies with each other. Mai grabs your Dragon Ball from the deck. Shu can summon Mai directly from the deck for 1 energy. And Pilaf can send a Dragon Ball from your deck to the drop area to give plus 5 pumps to Shu and Mai. So those 3 effects work together to make them a cool little aggro engine along with the leader's plus 5 pump. Then Pilaf's second ability, first ability is that you can send him, Shu, and Mai to the drop area to make the original machine Combiner Mecha Pilaf machine. The reason why I only run 2 is because this guy is searchable from the deck or the drop area, and you only ever need to see 1 copy in the game because you're going to just abuse this same 1 copy over and over again with the loops that it has. So it's a 20k beater and it has an auto that says that if it is KO'd, you get to put back into play Pilaf, Shu, and Mai. Now, you don't want to really have to depend on your opponent to be doing that. You want to be able to do that on your own. And by the way, when you bring out Pilaf, Shu, and Mai, you could then use Pilaf effect again to dump a Dragon Ball if you wish. Mai is going to grab you another Dragon Ball. You could then have another additional set of 10k swings and then go right back into Mecha Combiner Pilaf if that's how you want to do it. Now, our main desire for the deck that helps us to wish consistently is 4 copies of Familial Bonds. This right here allows you to play, if your leader is red, to play a 3-drop or less red Saiyan from your drop area into play. Then after you do that, you get to grab 2 Dragon Balls. So let's say you're playing your turn progression right. You got to Pilaf Shu and Mai on turn 2. That means that you already went through 2 Dragon Balls in your deck. And then when you attack with Pilaf, or whoever you want to attack with, you're going to be through 3 Dragon Balls in your deck. And then on turn 3, when you play this card, you're going to go up to 5 Dragon Balls in your deck that you took out your deck. Now, your primary target for this is 4 copies of Oblivious Rampage Son Goku. This guy right here has critical and an activate main once per turn, where you could burst 3 and choose one of your red battle cards in play and KO it to restand him. So that's why he's important. That's why he's your primary target, because he has direct synergies with the Combiner Mecha right here. So you could then attack with the Combiner Mecha after you make this guy, swing with this guy, use his effect, pop off the Combiner Mecha, make Pilaf Shu and Mai, combine them back again into this guy, then have 2 more attacks. So you can see how powerful that kind of setup is. The alternate card that you want to grab is 3 copies of Fearless Pan. This is going to allow you to give your battle cards plus and your leader card plus 5k in double strike, except for herself. She herself is a barrier card with blocker. The blocker we kind of use, but we really don't want to be using blocker. We want to actually just use her to go in for the last point of damage, since she does have barrier, and then put all the combo into her. I know there are cards that get around barrier now, but she is probably one of the safer options. So Pan also has synergy. Let's get these out the way. We're going to come back to these later. But Pan also has synergy with the new crew of Mai, Shu, and Pilaf Dragon Ball Chasers. Now these guys are only playable on turn 3, and at that point you have a couple of decisions to make, right? So let's say you opened a bunch of Dragon Balls, you turboed through your deck as far as drawing, you got to your optimum turn 2 play, and by that time you got to your optimum turn 2 play, that puts you to your 7 Dragon Balls. Because you got 1 off of Mai, you dump 1 with Pilaf, and then when you swing, you got a 3rd one. And then you use those 2 and you got to 7 to be able to wish on turn 3. You don't want to wish at that point in time, or on turn 2. You don't want to wish at that point in time. You then want to hold that wish off, and you're going to go into Combiner Mech and everything, but you want to hold that wish off until you get to turn 3, and you want to play one of these guys. When you play one of them, they search out the other 2 from the deck and put them directly into play. But your leader has to be Pilaf, so you have to make sure you're not Oolong when you do it. They're 15k beaters, and that's basically what they are. If you then play Pan afterwards, you make them all 20k double strikers, which is good to put pressure on your opponent. The card that made me cry, I finally have a finisher for the deck. Pilaf Machine, the Master Bot. This guy's a 25k triple attacker that you can play for 3 by removing a Pilaf, Mai, and Shu card from your drop area. So again, if you made a Combiner Mech and it's still out there on the table, you automatically have the 3. If you comboed off properly with cards in your hand and you just got them into the drop area, you will have the 3 to be able to just make this guy. And he is your primary target for the ultimate wish of Oolong to make him 40k triple attack. And then if you happen to have a couple of energy up, let's say you do this on turn 5 to truly close out the game, because they had like a topo or something to drag it out an extra turn. You could then make him 45k triple attack, and that's not even counting the cards that you could use to combo. If he for some reason gets KO'd, like for instance by your own Goku Ape or by your leader skill, you get to make Pilaf Machine Ostrich form. This guy right here is a 20k blocker. Again, we're not using him to block, but when he comes into play, he minus 25 is a battle card. That helps you to cut down the amount of defensive options your opponent has by taking away combo power or taking away one of their blockers. And then you get to swing with him to try to close out the game as well. And an alternate way of playing them is by paying 2 and then send Pilaf and Shu from your drop area from the game. Kind of indicative by the picture, so it makes sense. And then you just have a 2 cost 20k. So in a sense, he is like a slightly more narrow Raiders War Cry. And then lastly, 4 copies of Master Roshi Martial Expert. This is our super combo for the deck. We play this instead of Boma because we always have Sparking 5 live almost on like turn 2 consistently. So that is it for the deck profile. Now I'm going to show you some like what your optimum opening hand will look like and how ridiculous some of the plays are in this deck. So I'm going to put Pilaf at the top. He's just there to indicate the leader position and everything that you want to be in. So the 2 card combo you want to open up in your hand is Pilaf and a Shu. You're not worried about having a Mai on turn 1, even though it's not the worst thing if you have the other 2 in your hand, but you want to have a Pilaf and a Shu. So you want to charge energy, start with Shu, and just have them chill out there. Your opponent's going to do whatever they do for 1 energy. Turn 2, you want to charge your energy, pay 1 with Shu, play out Mai. That is going to grab you, I'll put it down here, it's going to grab you a Dragon Ball. So now you're minus 1 Dragon Ball on the deck. Then you're going to play Pilaf. Pilaf is then going to dump a Dragon Ball to the drop area to put you minus 2 Dragon Balls. So you're 2 towards your wishing. Then you're going to swing with Pilaf to get the plus 5 boost from your leader, then grab your 3rd Dragon Ball from the deck. So Pilaf is swinging for 10. Shu and Mai got the pump from Pilaf from his effect from before, so these also are swinging for 10. So now on turn 2 you have 3 10k attackers that are putting pressure on your opponent's life, not even counting your leader who could also swing for 10k. So now you have 4 10k attacks that your opponent has to deal with. Then you're going to combine them into the combiner mecha. Let me just grab them over here real quick. The Pilaf machine. So then you have 4 10k attacks and a 20k attack to put pressure on opponent's life total. Now your opponent, after reading the card, if they're smart, they're not going to KO this guy. Instead, they're either going to try to wall up or they're going to swing on your leader and try to hit you down before you have the opportunity to wish. So that's where proper comboing comes into play. And one of the cards that you want to make sure you combo on that defense is 1 copy of this Great Ape Son Goku. So you want this already in the drop area. So just put it all to the side. And I'll put those all to the side as well. So on turn 3 comes, that should be your board. You're going to charge your 3rd energy. And you hopefully, if after you've been doing all the Dragon Ball searching and stuff, you'll have 1 copy of Familial Bonds in hand. You'll use the Familial Bonds hardcast it for 2 to bring back from the drop area the Goku Ape. You then, at this point, this is important because sequencing matters. You swing with the Goku Ape first to get the plus 5k boost, and he becomes a 20k crit, and he gets you a Dragon Ball out the deck. So you have 4 Dragon Balls. Actually, you're at 6 Dragon Balls, I forgot, because you got 2 off of Familial Bonds. So now you're at 6 Dragon Balls out of the deck, 1 away from wishing. Then you're going to swing 20 with the Combiner Mech. Use the Goku effect to burst 3, to pop the Combiner Mech, to make Pilaf Crew Aggro again. My ability is going to trigger to bring you to the last Dragon Ball. And you're going to have this guy up as a 20k crit attack. You're then going to combine again into Combiner Mech Mecha Pilaf. And then you're going to wish, bring it back to Familial Bonds. Now, this also depends on what's in your drop area. If you comboed off earlier Pan, that will help you to close out the game. You could also have comboed out earlier or had burst into the drop area due to the skill another copy of the Oblivious Rampage Goku. But you want to have one of the 2 in the drop areas to help you try to close out the game. If you go to Pan route, you get to play the Familial Bonds for free using your Leader's Wish ability. And then at that point, you bring out Fearless Pan to then give you 25k double strike crit, 25k double strike, and a 20k double strike. Which case you're going 25k double strike crit first, 20k double strike, 25k double strike, and we're not even talking about cards that you might be comboing onto it, because again, your super combos in this deck are to be used offensively. And then if they're down to a low life total, you swing it with Pan and go all in if you can kill them. Now, another option, as I mentioned, was that you could go with another 8. If you then wish the 8 out, this guy's at 20. You then get to swing 15 crit with the 8, swing 20 with the Combiner Mech, burst 3 for this 8, pop the Combiner Mech, make the Pilaf Crew Aggro, restand the 8, sack them all again, make this guy again, swing 15 crit again, swing 20 crit, swing 15. So that gave you an additional bunch of attacks to try to push your opponent in with. Now, if the game goes beyond this, let's say turn 4, that's where the Ultimate Wish comes in. Because turn 4 gives you access, if possible, to the Pilaf machine. So you make this guy on turn 4. He's 25k, and then you Alter Wish onto him to make him a 40k triple attacker. If you have at least one Goku wave out and the Combiner Mech, that's even better, because you get to then go 20, 15, 40, 40, 40, burst 3, pop, and then that gets you into ostrich form. Or you could do that same play of 20, 15, 40, 40, 40, use effect, pop him, make the Pilaf Crew Aggro, make him again, swing 20, swing 15, swing 15. Now the reason why you might want to go that route is if you think that you're going to live through the next turn and your opponent is definitely on the ropes, like they should be dead by now. But let's say they're not. You want to have the triple attack again. But by that time, your leader is going to be on this side. So it's going to be very hard for you to stay alive. But freakier things have happened. And if you stay alive, you get to play one of these guys to go into the other two. Because why not? And then follow that up with a Fearless Pan to close everything out. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this deck profile. Again, this is a deck I have been grinding with for a little bit, and hopefully you see the merit in it that I do. This is VG Time, signing out.